gentlemen, good evening and welcome to our broadcast today. This is, of course, not our very first broadcast. We've been doing this for some time now. So we want to welcome you and thank you very much for joining us today on this program today. My wife and I. My name is Tritri, and of course, there you have my beautiful wife.
Mrs. Aino for
Well,
today.
well, your name is there on the screen already.
Yeah. So good evening, guys. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate. So stay glued because we have.
Something very good, something interesting that we want to share, and we know definitely that it's something we've all been talking about at different points. At one point or the other, we've all have to have this conversation about parenting. So today, we won't just be talking parenting, but we want to talk about the gender trap. The gender trap, in essence, that there is something that most of us were not conscious of, which is about what really happened on how some decisions taken affect our children, their upbringing, and all of the rest. So, guys, sorry, I think we just have to take a short break. Something is happening that shouldn't be. Guys, very very sorry for that. I just thought that the audio wasn't really sounding as it should. But welcome back now. Sorry, my miss. 5 minutes gone already. We should have started since 5 o'clock, but sorry, I've been sleeping. If you look at my eyes, you see they're very red. So I felt r- really tired at some point. So I thought I needed a nap, and I don't know. So here we are, guys. Let's just start. Talking about gender trap, I really want us to talk about this because it's all about parenting, and we are looking at the gender trap that we could be facing as parents. And one of this is the effect of our conscious behavior. Some of the things we do around our children, how it affect them, and therefore in turn make them become who they eventually become. And some of these things are decisions taken when it comes to how we discuss gender issues at home, how we approach one another as husband and wife, and even some of the things we do, with our relatives, neighbors, friends, and everybody. These are uh, just the trap that is there for every parent to look out for. So, and the reason we really want to talk about this is because of the recent trend on reports of rape cases, abuse against the female gender, particularly by the male gender. So for this reason, we want to say no to rape. Yeah. Even as we start the discussion, let's not forget those justice for Uwa, and of course Barakat and other young ladies, including the 11 years old girl in Jigawa State and so many other girl child across Nigeria who have suffered one form of abuse or the other from okay, from the other gender, which is our gender. So let's start the conversation now. My wife is going to lead as we first of all try to establish that behavior is more cultural than biological. And what we're trying to say about this is to say sometimes people, when you see a particular gender, there are some things that people will say, oh, this na so girl they behave, this na so boys they behave.
Yeah, they just believe that sorry. They just believe that there are some behaviors that are particular to a male or a female. Now, let's not forget that when we have these children, right from when they are growing up in our wombs, growing in our wombs and all, they are totally the same. They come out the same, just for their private parts that are different. So if we start now, this um, um, behavior that has clouded everywhere and made created some, didn't just start now. I think it has been since I've known anything. And what I just want to add is that when it comes to being a male child, it has been so much emphasized, most especially in Africa. And
I mean, so much emphasis on
yeah,
male child
male
demand,
children,
preference.
and this is causing and they are human, so you guys are human, so let me just say the demand of male children.
No,
Demand and supply.
preference, you know. So I think
So
yeah.
now this thing now has become a big problem because with the way the perception and orientation, parents, environment, society are giving the male children, the male child these days is calling a cause for serious concern. Now, why I said that is, now you see in our society before now and now, where there are preferential treatment when it comes to the male child. You see in a home where, for goodness sakes, these children are equal to, for all I can say, they are equal. But you see in a home where they will tell you, the boy shouldn't be doing the dishes, it's the job of the girl, the boy shouldn't wash the toilet, but he is using that toilet. So what impression are you creating for that child? What orientation are you building in his head? That's okay. Everything is the woman's job, everything, but definitely you eat. You have mouths, like the same mouth you used to eat, that's the same mouth the girl child used to eat. Now this thing has, like I said, it has been
Even before us.
yeah, before us, because this thing, like you see people,
You don't say.
they think they are suffering the girl child, but they take time to actually train, because I call it training. When you say go and wash the dishes, go and sweep the house, train the girl child than training the boy child. Because okay.
Yeah, I was just going to say, which you just touched on. Our main focus today will just be some of the messages we indirectly pass to the boss child by our actions. For example, as you were talking about or doing shows, being active at home. There are some things that are considered, this is what a girl should be doing, a boy should be doing. And by the time you start having this separation, especially in terms of domestic chores, what you are telling those children is that, okay, going forward, this is not ideal for me to do. This is what is ideal for me to do because of my gender, not for any other reason.
Yeah.
You know. So, and you know, another thing over the years that we've done, or maybe not me, maybe not you watching, but every one of us being a part of this common society, is the messages through media, parents, teachers, relatives, that we pass to the girl child or a female child is more about preparing them for marriage.
Marriage, oh.
You understand? Then when it comes to the boy child, you pass messages that makes them feel like they are more superior.
Yeah, you have to be strong. In fact, when boys don't cry, when, for Christ's sake, if
Make them
one,
become so
like,
unemotional.
like if you are hot, there are sometimes that you are really hot, your heart is heavy, you just have to let it out, whether you are a boy or a
Yeah,
girl.
like the day I cried when we were together. Yeah.
You just have to let it out and air your, like, let the whole thing go away, because that's why in recent times or times before now, there have been studies that prove that mostly when you see people that commit suicide, the gender are mostly male.
Yeah.
Because when you cannot cry out your sorrow, you cannot express yourself, all in the name of being a man. I don't get it. Then how do you even cope with your daily activities without all those things blocking your mind and making your mind too heavy, all in the name of being a man? Like, seriously, this orientation has to stop. I don't know.
Yeah, and that is just some of the things we are trying to do here to make us pay attention to these things we don't really think about. And there are different stages to it. Do not forget again that while we are at this conversation, we are still going to talk about some separation that begins from a very early age, a very young age. For example, parents start picking colors and start making the child feel like this
Is a boy
color
thing,
is
this
a
is a
boy
girl
color,
thing.
this is a girl color,
Then
and
if
all
you
of the
now
rest.
see a boy using a pink, because now it has been proved, let me don't say proven.
No,
It's not
people
even,
just want to
people
make you
just
think that pink
differentiate
is.
it. Yeah, like, pink is for girl, blue is for boy. Then
It's
when you
for-
see a boy wearing a pink shirt, you're like, what? Are you gay? I don't know. Making those that don't want to live in that belief of stereotyping, you now make them feel insecure and stuff like that. I don't get it. It's just a color, like every other thing on earth.
Okay, yeah, she started it already. So we are going to, we'll just go straight into some of the things to do to avoid the crisis we are having now, because it's a crisis already that, boys do not really understand that there's really no difference between a boy and a girl, apart from the biological formations that are very obvious, which we can all see. But that someone is a boy doesn't, it not mean say you become superior to a lady. So first thing you've talked about is avoid gender stereotyping.
Yeah.
Even from a very young age, when there's still be small picking, you start to they show some things.
Yeah,
But before,
you
sorry,
said-
I just was sorry.
Okay.
I was just going to say that I want you to know that you can be part of this. You can contribute by dropping your comment.
Yeah.
I'm going to share. Oh, I think we even have a comment already. I'm going to just drop a link. If you would like to join in and be part of this live stream, that means you join in by granting access to your phone or camera and audio. Then once you join in, we can link you up on screen so that everyone gets to see you and hear your contribution. One time, we did too long, so you can. The link is there on Facebook and YouTube under this video, and even as well on Twitter. Okay, so you are going to say something.
No, I was just going to, type what you were saying.
Okay. Well, thank you. So let's just take. Okay, this is our first comment here. Yeah, it's from Cody and the kid. Say the girl child is given dolls to play with and take. And to take care of, but the boy child are told not to play with girly dolls because they are girly. They grow up thinking that they have no business with child minding. Okay, I know you're talking about taking care of a child there, because
that is also stereotyping.
yeah, it is.
Because why can't a boy child play with a girly doll? Like, what is wrong with that? Is it written that just for girls only? If I'm interested in it, I can play with it. Come on, I can remove plug in your generator. If you want to repair gen, I can repair gen. Do anything. It doesn't matter. I don't have to be a boy to do it. Then,
Yeah, she did do am really, sha. She did do am. She did do am.
but seriously, that is so sick. I'm sorry to use that word, but
No,
I just
it's
like,
not a foul language.
yeah.
It is sick. It's sickening. Okay, so another thing we would like to talk about, though, do not forget that some of these things as we mentioned this point, we also try as much as possible to let you know that all of these, you do not have to start teaching them. There are particular age that a child have to get to before you start sharing some certain information with them. But in particular, as avoiding gender stereotyping, it's you can start from the toddler age, when they are very young, to understand that there's really no difference, by ensuring that you don't try to make them not wear a particular color. You try to say, okay, the paint in the room of the child will be okay. One will be this particular color because the child is a girl, and this another color because the child is a girl.
So now let me just give an instance. Now during our daughter's 5th year birthday celebration, a friend of mine came. The birthday cake, the big one, was Power Rangers, and she actually likes that cartoon and requested for that cake, that character cake. That, oh mommy, I want Power Ranger cake, and I already knew before then that that was the cake I was going to do because she loves that cartoon. Now a friend of mine was there that day, and she was like, "What? Why Power Rangers for a girl? You know, see like Sophia the First and stuff like that." And I was like, see trouble. She likes Power Rangers. She likes to from watching it. Same with her 3rd year birthday that we did Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. Why are you guys doing this? Let them enjoy what they like. Don't stereotype. If the boy wants to play with a girly toy, let him play with it. You just, like, they are just steps to, he knows he's a boy. So that shouldn't make him girly. It's just a toy. So many things like that, ranges from toy, clothes, paints, whatever. Just let them be. But we're just still going to dive into some other things and factors. In fact, a lot of it, we are going to be very fast with it because we don't have time to. So
Okay. Yeah. So maybe we'll just move into this other one, which is very key to teach boundaries. Yeah. Boundaries, like let them understand that there are some certain things they cannot do just for the fun of doing it. And not definitely not for toddlers. Yeah, maybe more for those in elementary school, with the primary school,
yeah.
or those we don't enter GSS.
I think primary school, because these days children of, let me not say children of nowadays, our kids these days are actually wiser, and they actually do things that in those days you wait till you are in secondary school. I'm not talking about sex anyway, but I'm just saying about their brains. So I think primary school is just it.
Okay, and
Boundaries.
yeah, and when we dey talk about teaching boundaries, uh, it doesn't really have to be about sex or sex education, or it can just be on so many other things. So, as it is, guys, we'll just go for a very short break, and when we come back after this short break, we'll touch on other things, which is about they talk about consent, and yeah, this one about consent is very, very important,
Yeah.
because we won't be looking at it from the angle of sex or sexual consent, but also everything that has to do with wanting something from somebody else or needing something from somebody else. Yeah.
Because definitely, even though we won't be touching sexual aspects, we should also know that, like they talk now from clap, like they enter dance. So things like that, when you don't teach them, it can lead to something else even worse than what we are even talking about presently, because the future is still that we don't know.
Yeah. Okay, just stay with us as we go for a very short break. And let me tell you, the reason we are going for this short break, we say, we dey try as much as possible to keep my son with the cartoon. So we don't time the cartoon, it go soon dey over, and we have to just take this break so that it doesn't come to call us. Yeah.
It's
So
already here.
you don't already hear the reason why we dey go the break. So just stay with us as we go for this short break.
Hello everyone, welcome to Fumilayo's house and how are you today? My name is Fumilayo and I wanted to wish you happy Children's Day everyone. And I wanted to go to the beach but I can't go to the beach because that if the coronavirus is out there, I have to stay indoors. So I won't get to the coronavirus. And always remember to use your soap and water and wash your hands and also use your hand sanitizer.
All right, welcome back, guys. So, uh, here we are now. Welcome back. That was very quick. And interestingly, the boy not even send us. The cartoon when the world don't finish is, but the boy not just send us. Okay, thank you very much for staying with us. But again, if you're just joining us, this is our program. She's my wife.
And he's my husband. And
Okay.
he's the hi.
I'm the hi. Yeah, I'm just the letter. The wife is so much 4 letters, and I'm just one
You will
letter.
take later, go collect money for bank and be.
If we look at W for withdraw,
I for increase.
no, if it be internet, like it's internet banking. All right, guys. So, yeah, we're talking about parenting, but our main focus is just what we decide to call traps. In Nigeria, about gender, they are not happy when the pikin wey dem get not be that particular gender, which so it affects so much. But we cannot really go into everything because of time. So we just want to keep it through these factors that affect the development of a child, and that's really the influence with it they'll grow up to become as adults. So some of these things we dey talk about are not just what's not just a fault of parents, but parents now one of the contributors. And as a parent, we get to supervise so many other things that get to do with our child, whether what they learn within the environment, school, and other places. So that is why we are just making it parenting. The other point we want to talk about, which is consent.
Maybe grandma, grandpa come, hey, come and kiss me. Your child at that age should know that he or she can decline at that age. Oh, grandma, I don't want to kiss you. Let's give high five. From there, you can start lecturing your child about consent, the stages they get to from toddler and to when they become teenagers and all. You start lecturing from that time. It is not too young because the world we're living in now should know from being a toddler, should grow up with that mentality that by be it you asking or someone asking, there is something called consent, that the person who is asking or the person asking or whatever way it will be like should agree before you can, whether I don't want to call it violate, but give in to what you are requesting for, whatever it may be it sexually, be it toy. It can be a toy. That's why I say you can start from the youngest of ages. You can use their toys as an example, that you have to ask for.
Yeah, you have to ask before you take it.
this.
Yeah.
You can't just take it. It's polite, and you should, like, maybe use some words like, okay, these are your magic words. Please, thank you. Just create something that they will be comfortable with at their ages. So like that. I'll leave it to you. So
No, just to add to it, one of the things we are trying to do here, or which we have done, is that our children, they don't go to take. They know when we get these snacks. Snacks, for example, they know saying that for them we buy them, but they don't go to take snack without asking. Regardless, they always will ask, "Can I take snack?" So I want some snacks and everything. So, and
it didn't
also
just start now. That was because we started with them.
we started very
like,
early.
when they were still babies.
Yeah, and thanks to you. No, but I played a role as well. We know we did, yeah.
Together.
But it's always good to give women the accolades.
Why we did it together, even unconsciously, was because of our upbringing. You know that, right? And I will tell you for a fact that so many upbringing of parents or toddlers and teenagers that later grow up to become men and women and parents affect their children. When you talk about lecturing them and giving them all this orientation to grow up with, affect them. Then you see those ones that didn't give their children this orientation growing up to meet the ones that had a better orientation, and the ones that had a bad orientation is coming to make the one with good orientation feel less of themselves. Like, where if it's a boy child, you say, you know, be man self, why are you talking like a girl?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a society thing. So if we all can get it right, I think the world will be a better place, and it starts from parenting.
Yeah, and just to add to that, the thing about consent, as she's rightly said, it's teaching them about consent or talking to them about consent doesn't have to be sexual, depending on the age. But then, by the time you are used to it, it's something that they know they do already. To deviate will become very difficult because they will understand. They understand already why they need consent. And you can't be teaching them without practicing yourself, because the best thing we fit do anywhere in this world is anything they teach children, you they do. For example, you apologize. You understand? Teach them to apologize, and they should see you or hear you apologize as well when you consider what you've done to be wrong. And you can't just be like this boss them all over, even when you know as a parent, say, that thing where you do now, you did wrong. There's nothing bad to say to your child, oh, I'm sorry, but don't do this again.
And also you can also ask their consent on many things, not just because you're a parent, you want to do it because I bought that thing for you, just give it to me, things like that. No, you should also ask for their consent. So then we see that you're leading by example, and also they will know that there's no limit to age when it comes to asking for consent.
Yeah. So that because you are older doesn't give you an advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just talk about this one as well, which is encourage misgender relationship. More often we get to see this, that children will just like, oh, my best friend, my favorite friend is this person. And when they talk about friendship, they don't really talk about knowing somebody who is of the opposite sex. So encourage misgender relationship. It is not bad for your son in secondary school or primary school to have a female friend that they work together, they will be best friends, they do a lot of things together. She comes to the house, your son go to the house, and so it doesn't have to be like, oh, if she has a male friend, so that means you have to be suspicious of whatever. Encourage misgender relationship, so that way you reduce a whole lot of factor, and the things will make them come they see themselves as superior to another gender.
Yeah, a girl and a boy should play like they are same genders, not like when the boys are playing, the girls should go and hide their faces, like they are, oh god, girls, we suffer, we have suffered like that. This should end now and now. It shouldn't continue. This gender stereotyping should end now, here and now. If you're watching this, don't say anything.
Okay, no, I wasn't going to say anything.
You
I was
looked
just
like you
no.
wanted to say
See, I was
something.
just going to read some messages.
Oh, yeah, read.
Someone just. These are messages from my WhatsApp, and this individual they get my WhatsApp, so maybe they no one comments publicly. Madam, too fine, I beg. Okay, but that's not what we're talking about. Um, like, should I be worried? No, but I know say you're fine, so nobody. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I
Oh
know
my
say you're
God.
fine. If you're not fine, wait till concern me.
I'm
So,
blushing. Oh God.
go on.
So, what was I even saying?
We are
Gary?
talking about they should be free to
Yeah,
travel.
because guys, all this we are discussing, although we have we don't just want to come and say bah, now like this, don't do this, don't do that. We're just trying to pinpoint what can be the problem, how it might have started, what you should have done, or if you are just training your child or you're just starting your life with, as a parent, what you can do right now to make sure such thing in the future doesn't happen. Because when we talk about if we say we should go into rape now, we talk about rape, let's not forget that those children or those teenagers partaking in these things are people's
Or
children.
even adults, because
Yeah, and there are
they're
some
adults,
pedophiles
yeah.
too, whoever they may be, a person born them. So if they had the proper orientation while growing up, probably things would have been better, and they would have, if their parents had gone through step by step. Because some people now these days see parenting as they are too lazy to parent their children. They are just
Yeah.
like, please go and meet this one, please abeg leave me alone, please I'm tired. If you are ready to give birth to a child, just be ready for everything that comes with it. If you are not ready, please don't even try it. It's not a must that everybody in this world will born children. Please, I'm begging you, don't try it. But as far as you try it and you have kids, please, 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 give them your 101% time to do what it takes, so that they don't fall into the category of children that people are searching for, police are searching for, and whatever. We pray we try and curb all these things, because our children are at risk to growing up in this kind of society.
Yeah, and just to add to it again, let's just not always pick up the habit of wanting to condemn our child. You know, let's take time to listen to them. If your child comes to you and tell you wants to tell you about something, listen. And don't say because that person now your brother child won't come report. We start to talk about rape, which is not really our main focus, but it is the reason we are having this conversation about parenting, the gender trap, which is the fact that if you get relative wey dey stay for your house or any visitor, you don't introduce them wrongly to your children. Whoever them be, na make your children know them as say na who them be this. Then to add to it again is that take time to listen to them. That they want to report somebody who is older doesn't mean you should not listen, or you should just conclude that na your child do the wrong thing. If you listen and get to know what happened, then you can advise that child where the child is wrong.
And the more you listen, you get the trust of your child, so they can always come back
To tell you.
to tell you. And this even brings me, I remember when we just had the security guard that time.
Yeah.
It was just for me we had then, Mr. Isiako. When he came, I don't know who introduced him as uncle. That I said,
No, I don't know.
I think it was even you that
No.
said that is go and meet uncle.
Never
Or,
me.
I don't know.
Not me. I've never referred to I refer to people by their name, and I will always add the mister.
No, I
Not
don't know.
me.
I don't know if she was trying to call the guard, and you said something that wasn't Mr. Isiako. And I said, no way, it's not your uncle, it's
No,
Mr. Isiako.
no,
I don't know if it
I-
was you,
never.
but I
I've
remember
never done that.
something like that happened, and the first thing that came to my mind, my mind can think far in seconds. Hey, when they say paranoid about children, presidents. Immediately.
No, but to
It's
date,
Mr.
they refer to
Isiako.
him as Mr.
No,
Isha.
that was
So,
because that was what we
Yeah.
introduced at that early stage. So even till now, no matter who that person is, they know the relationship that binds them together and refer to them as that. Not because
Everybody becomes uncle,
everybody's
auntie.
now
Everybody
uncle,
becomes
auntie.
mommy.
Then you now be saying, which uncle who? Is the uncle in the next street? Hello, you are not uncle. You are only
Yeah.
uncle if you are related to me. And if you are related to me, I go use better Google they look you, because I have to monitor you very well. Why you laughing?
No, but you are saying the truth now. Just that it sounds funny. But just to add to it is that for us, for example, our children would not call my mom our mom.
Yeah.
They know the difference
Yeah.
between my mom,
Daddy's
our
mom.
mom, daddy's mom, my
Mommy's
mommy's mom.
Yeah.
They know say they get two grandmas. They know say they get two grandpa, and they know the difference between the two grandpa, and they even know the names
They even
of
can identify them from their voices.
from their
When
voices.
they they say,
Yeah.
Daddy is your mommy, mommy is your mommy.
So just try these little things now, just to avoid finding yourself in that trap. Let's pay attention to some of these things as parents and read more, because we not feel no or read more. Finally, I just want to give credit to say thanks to the sociologists out there where they work. We don't do a lot of writing on parenting and everything, the psychologists and everyone. So that will make me announce it by next week. You know, I said I'm going to discuss rape like nobody has done before.
Yeah, that's why we're avoiding discussing.
That is why we are
We're
avoiding
just
discussing
giving
rape.
some
You know, because I have some
pinching.
things lined up, and next week I'm going to announce it. We are going to have that conversation on rape.
It's just so painful that I will not be part of it.
No, but you should be part of it.
Oh my
We can do
God.
that together. So let's have the conversation on looking at purely what happens, what goes on in the mind of a rapist before the act, during the act, and after the act. What goes on in the mind of a rapist? You know, so I'll have a psychiatrist, a psychologist, and a sociologist.
Those people, those
So
rapists,
these
their
are the
brain is
core
not
people
correct.
that talks. So don't worry,
Brain check.
I'll make the date known next week. But it's next week. It's not Monday. It's not Thursday. It's not Friday. It could be a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
So guys, why we're just emphasizing on all this is because a lot is happening around us these days, and we just have to be careful. Join my husband during the week for the talk about rape. So this
No,
discussion,
you'll be my guest as well. Don't worry.
this
My backup
discussion
guest.
can be actually completed, because now we're trying to avoid some discussions because of the
There's no time.
yeah, there's no time also. And I want to also add that, please, if it will cost you nothing or anything, even if it will cost you your TV in your sitting room, go and register your children for taekwondo and street fights, please. Why is he laughing?
Can you fight?
Why is he laughing? But you know me now. When it comes to defending myself, I'm there. But I'm not just,
Really?
you don't
Wow.
fight for the wrong reasons. So please, register them for, like, let them go to the gym. They have children taekwondo classes now. Everything. If they say there is, even if they say there is, I want to say one stupid thing now, forgive me.
Don't say it if you know it's stupid.
Yoga fights, let them register. Because if they want to bring it fire for fire, we give them fire for fire. Because no one is safe anymore. And just God will just protect us that are bringing up children in this era, because we just have to be careful and vigilant. So anything that it will take, just
Yes.
have to do it to defend themselves and to defend ourselves too, because everyone is a prey.
So yeah, self-defense is very key. Very good you mentioned it. So everyone, thank you very much for joining us. Just the core things you to take out of this conversation is the fact that as parents, we have so much more to do. And as individuals, we have a lot to do to improve ourselves. And we also have to understand that behavior is more cultural than biological. That is what you have on the screen. And what we mean by that is that everything everybody know, it's not because of your biological formation. It's about your environment. Do you understand? So think about that and ensure that you don't fall into the gender trap.
Yeah.
So on behalf of my children, and of course the entire family. We're saying thank you very much for joining us. You see, the boy,
He's here.
the boy is here. All right.
Thanks for joining us. Join us again and again and again and again and again. You won't regret it.
Yeah. Bye.
He's here.